They mocked her rifle setup, until the instructor leaned in and whispered, "Only snipers." The firing range went silent the moment Kess began assembling her weapon. 3 barrel segments, a modular stock, a firing mechanism that looked salvaged from a decommissioned planetary lander. The other recruits exchanged looks of disbelief. This was the Colonial Defense Academy, not a scrapyard. "That's not a rifle," someone muttered. "That's a cry for help." Kess didn't respond. She had learned that lesson 43 days earlier, when her hybrid nervous system first adapted to parallel processing. Speaking only invited others to test themselves against her. Silence conserved energy. The Academy's firing range stretched across a 100-meter vacuum-sealed chamber. Targets were positioned from 50 meters all the way to 4,000. Lieutenant Commander Voss stood on the observation platform, his expression unreadable. He had personally recruited her, a hybrid of human biology and solar-enhanced physiology, engineered for what others considered impossible. "Initialize baseline assessment," Voss ordered. Kess shouldered the rifle and fired. The recoil translated into equations. Her body solved them instantly. Human musculature absorbed vertical force. Her solar-enhanced skeletal structure dispersed lateral impact. The neural interface bridging both systems calculated ballistic coefficients and wind resistance alongside her conscious aim. She fired again, and again. At 400 meters, 5 consecutive shots formed a grouping smaller than a centimeter. The Academy's passing standard was 10 centimeters. She had surpassed it by an entire order of magnitude. "Decent grouping," Voss said evenly. "Next distance. 800 meters. Same precision. Same impossible accuracy." The recruits watching from above shifted uneasily. Their earlier amusement hardened into envy and fear. They had been trained for combat. She had been engineered for it. At 2,000 meters, the mocking resumed. "That rifle can't hold 0 at that range. The barrel will drift." It wouldn't. Kess understood the physics behind it. The 3-segment barrel created a resonance frequency that stabilized against thermal expansion. Standard rifles weren't built for that. Standard rifles assumed standard physiology. She had designed this one for herself. At 3,000 meters, she paused. The target was barely visible, a half-meter square distorted by atmospheric interference. Wind shear, temperature gradients, Coriolis effect. Her neural interface processed variables simultaneously across both nervous systems. She breathed, not to calm herself as she no longer panicked, but to synchronize her dual physiology. Human and solar systems aligning into one cohesive motion. She fired. Dead center. Whispers filled the observation deck. Voss descended slowly from the platform and approached the firing line. 4,000 meters, he said quietly. Final shot. At that distance, the challenge became theoretical. Air density fluctuations, planetary rotation, even microscopic turbulence influenced trajectory. It pushed the edge of physics. "This rifle won't make it," someone shouted. "The design's unstable at extreme range." Voss turned his head toward the deck. "Quiet." Then he faced Kess, lowering his voice so only she could hear. "Only snipers understand this. A weapon isn't about the shooter. It's about the shot. Every weapon, every person, every moment has a perfect distance." He paused. "Your rifle isn't designed for everyone. It's designed for you." Her neural interface hummed as it accessed every sensor her hybrid body possessed. Human vision fed optical data. Solar-enhanced proprioception calculated air density and gravitational variance. Parallel processing fused both streams into a single, seamless awareness. She fired. 3 seconds passed before the monitoring system confirmed impact. 3 seconds where the chamber felt suspended in silence. Dead center at 4,000 meters, in conditions where even her equipment should have failed. The observation deck said nothing. "You see," Voss addressed the recruits, his voice echoing through the chamber. "She wasn't mocking you. She was building." He looked back at Kess. "They engineered you to be a weapon, but you turned yourself into something else. A craftsperson, a perfectionist, someone who understands that impossibility is just a problem waiting for the right answer." Kess lowered the rifle. No one on the observation deck laughed anymore. They simply watched, realizing they had been trained by an institution. She had been trained by herself. Please follow my channel for more videos. One click from you can change my life.